Pick Six brought to you by Davidson's Liquors. Not a whole lot of sports on the air this weekend. I watched a little bit of the. You guys watch the Rockies this year?
I saw.
I
did. I see Arenado. I saw him hit his last home run live.
Yeah. I know you had a birthday weekend, and this is kind of why we're asking this question: what you did this weekend with so little sports going on. All right, so I'll go first, starting with number 6. No sports. I walked around the house aimlessly, bored out of my gourd.
Don't you always do that?
Number 5, I threw away all my tighty-whities and I replaced them with boxer briefs.
Ah.
Yeah.
Don't go near
Number
that
4,
dumpster.
I crashed Woody's birthday dinner at Shanahan's.
I invited you.
I was not. Well.
But you did, yeah.
I was kind of invited and I kind of wasn't, but I wanted to stop by anyway to say happy birthday and drop off a little something for you. And I hope you enjoyed it, by the way. Number 3, I went to 2 very mediocre movies.
What were they?
What were they?
And Wolfpack.
What was
Wolfpack is a documentary about 7 kids who grew up in a New York City apartment, and their father virtually never let them out of the apartment on the Lower East Side.
Oh, yeah. And I've
Very
heard
weird.
actors say that
weird.
it's a great movie.
It was very weird.
Okay.
And you're not going to like the father at the end of the movie.
Really?
And Dope was a coming of age story.
It's about me?
Some kids from a local time who were well entrenched in the hip hop of the 1990s. It was, yeah. All right, number 2. I watched Nolan Arenado go off on the San Francisco Giants. He is right now the best player in the game, and he will be in the All-Star game. And number 1, I sat at a Starbucks and I pretended it was a cafe on the Mediterranean, because when the summer hits, I just want to go on vacation. I don't want to be here. I'm sorry. I love you guys, but I don't want to be here.
Go to Buffalo.
All in all, I'd rather be in Buffalo.
Mark, your pick 6. Things you did this weekend with so little sports on the air to watch.
6 things I did this weekend. Number 1, I bent it like Beckham. Well, no, I didn't exactly bend it like Beckham, but I do have a son that plays soccer in college, and every once in a while he lets me go out and shag some soccer balls for him. So I did do that. Number 5, I slept with the windows open. I'm big on the mountains.
That's exciting.
I'm big with the mountains, and I love going to the mountains because you don't need no air conditioning, and you can get a good night's sleep. Number 4, speaking of Ride the Rockies book, I did my own week Lance Armstrong impression. I went on 2 bike rides for about 90 minutes apiece, and that's about as far as I can go and still walk decently the next morning. Number 3, I enjoyed some fine pot. This is Colorado. Oh, potluck. Up in the mountains, one of the things we do is we
smoke a lot of dope.
We get together and we have a barbecue. Number 2, speaking of number 3, I watched the Grateful Dead concert on TV. The house we went to for the potluck dinner was owned by a big Dead fan. The Dead are playing their last concerts ever, and he streamed it live from Santa Clara, California. And number 1, having said all that, I did not inhale this weekend, and I didn't even smoke.
So there was a little partying at the...
I didn't say that.
Concert.
I didn't say that.
There
was no moose riding, however.
Woodrow? What? Well, Woodrow.
What I did to pass the time, I did a lot better stuff than that.
Woodrow doesn't just have a birthday.
I slept with the windows open.
Woody has a birth week.
Here's an idea. Let's sit around. What do we want to do now? Let's open the windows.
That's the excitement at my house.
Tell us all the things you did for your birthday.
I went to see a movie. It was not a mediocre movie with my daughter. We went to see Jurassic World.
Oh, I want to see that. Good.
And it's amazing to me. It's good. It's got in 2 weeks. It's made more money than any movie in history. So if you like the first ones, and I won't give away stuff, but I will say this, that dinosaurs that you thought were the bad guys in the first ones are now good guys. That is something, when you look at it, you go, oh, wow, that's interesting. We went to Lime, which is downtown, and sat at the bar and...
It's on Larimer, right?
Yeah, well, there's 3 or 4 around town, but there's one right down the street here on the mall.
There's one in Winter Park where I was.
We sat there and we traded stories about my birthday and her birthday, and we had a great time with my daughter. That's 2. 6 and 5. 4, I had a great time. It was my birthday. I woke up. I wrote a
Did you
column.
sleep with the
I
windows
wrote a
open?
column for like 6 hours. I did research. I looked for free agents, and I thought, boy, this is a great way to spend your birthday. I went to Shanahan's and had a great meal and had great friends and people like Les come. On Sunday, I played golf at Cherry Creek Country Club, where I used to belong, with my good friend Al. And that's when he said, when I made a 38-foot putt, and he said, "Oh, it's your birthday putt for a birdie." And he said, "I'd rather be lucky than good." And I said, good. It's like speed. Speed doesn't take a day off, in baseball.
Yeah.
Slow takes days off all the time because you're slow. And then that's 4 or 5. I
That's
think.
5.
That's 5.
One more.
And then after that, I went home, and I was so tired because I had to get up at 5 o'clock this morning to go to some east place out of Longmont or west or something. And so I went to bed, and I listened to music. I listened to Electric Light Orchestra.
ELO.
Yeah. I listened to that, and I fell asleep. And
What's the best gift you got on your birthday?
Probably the socks from you. He gave me a pair of orange and blue socks.
They were like the old Broncos socks
I
that
got
burned.
I got a CD.
Oh, the striped
I got a
socks.
CD of
Vertical
James
stripes.
Taylor, who is about my age.
James
And
Taylor just came out with a brand new album.
Yeah,
And it's
a new.
yeah.
And it's all new stuff.
supposed to be fantastic.
Yeah. So I got that. I thought that was.
Very nice.
I told my daughter I wanted a pad for my rug in the kitchen, and she failed me there. I have to go get
Damn
my own
daughter.
pad today. So that's what I did. Everybody
Good.
knows exactly
Well,
what I
happy
did.
birthday. What do you-
Sports, I don't think I watched a moment of sports all weekend.
Really?
But I worked all Saturday on basketball. So.
Pick 6 brought to you by
And I
Davidson's Liquors.
got grilled this morning because some guy that I like on the radio said I spent my whole column patting myself on the back. I had one line saying I'm glad they followed. I wrote the media, it was great, and here's some free agents, and here's what they got to do, and get rid of Lawson. And I was going to tell a story about my friends were neighbors of his right across the street. This all tells you all you want to know about Ty Lawson. He's having a party, so they called the gated community. They called and said, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. It's time for them to get their party over with. And so they went over there and told them to stop the party. And so all the men at the party, including Ty Lawson, went over to my neighbor's house and peed all over the front door and the front porch. That shows you all you want to know about Ty Lawson as a really classy guy. There.
Pick 6 brought to you by Davidson's Liquors. Fans of the sports show can get
Have you ever
$10
done
off
that? Have you ever actually,
any
gone
online
over
order of $50 or more at davidsonsdenver.com. You have to use the promo code SPORTSHOW10. But go to davidsonsdenver.com. You can get $10 off your next order. They'll deliver it to you. You can pick it up at the store, davidsonsdenver.com, and use the coupon code SPORTSHOW10.